now we want to go back out to the courthouse, and Carolyn, Gusoff, Jennifer McLogan are there. And Carolyn, we interrupted you earlier because we had to go to a press conference, but continue telling us what you were telling us.
Yeah, absolutely. What you just heard, Rex Heuerman's tone, his confident voice, that's exactly what continued for the next half hour. That was pretty extraordinary as we're talking about, diabolical crimes. He was just very matter of fact. It was very rapid fire questioning by the prosecutor. District Attorney Ray Tierney himself started questioning under oath Rex Heuerman and asking him specifics about each crime, about each of the victims. And to each question, he asked, did you murder this victim by name? And he would answer yes. And what was the means? What was the manner of the murder? And he would answer strangulation. For each of the 7 women in the indictment that he was charged with, and then again for the 8th, he didn't have to articulate that because that was not a crime he was charged with, but he did admit that he also killed her by strangulation. The only details really that came out in this rapid fire plea was a couple of the elements they had to prove for first-degree murder. In order to prove first-degree murder, you have to have a grouping more than, I believe it's more than 2 murders, and they have to be the same manner. And so in order to prove that, he had to admit to questions about how they were lured in by burner phone, he admitted, and that he bound them with burlap around the midsection and their heads and dismembered them and put their remains in a manner that would be concealed along Ocean Parkway near Gilgo Beach. So those were really the only details, and while these details were spoken in the packed courtroom, family members of the victims, you could see wiping away tears. It was very emotional. So even though it was very mechanical for Rex Heuerman and the district attorney, how quickly it all went, it was really such an incredible moment to have these details and a confession that some people thought we would never have. And in the end, the only thing really that the prosecution conceded, because there's certainly no time that this was not a plea deal in the sense that there'll be any shorter sentence, but that there'll be no further prosecution in any of these 8 cases. And as you heard, that Rex Heuerman has also agreed to cooperate with the FBI's behavioral science team. They'll study him to learn, what makes a person do these awful things. And really an incredible day for me and for Jennifer McLogan. We've both been covering this literally for decades.
And our shock the first day when he was arrested up till when the shock again when we find out he's pleading guilty.
Right, and never expected. And it's interesting, the questions will linger as to why he did it, but his attorney just spoke about, wanting to spare the details for himself and his family.
Correct. It's been a very dramatic day here. We're saying it's a huge case. It has haunted Long Island for so long, since the bodies of the first so-called Gilgo 4 were discovered in Ocean Parkway 2010, buried in those shallow graves. And of course, on the 4th floor of this courthouse behind us, Rex Heuerman finally giving some resolution, admitting to 7 and then 8 of these victims. He walked in, he entered the courtroom. As you heard him speak a moment ago, he spoke confidently. It was chilling, and we have some videotape now that we want to share with you. Until now, 62-year-old Rex Heuerman had publicly denied any involvement in the killings. A trial was expected to begin in September, facing life without parole if convicted. But something changed since he's been in a solitary jail cell. Was it sparing his own family? Was it his conscience, his health, getting out of solitary confinement? We hope to learn some answers in the hours to come. Nabbed in July of 2023 outside his Manhattan architectural consulting business, his shocking arrest, and the gruesome, sadistic details of a serial killer quickly became worldwide news.
Rex Heuerman is a demon that walks among us, a predator that ruined families.
Based on a tip of a unique vehicle linked to Heuerman, the Gilgo Beach Homicide Task Force tracked his cell and burner phones, used advanced DNA testing from a leftover pizza crust, and hair strands found on multiple victims' bodies buried from Gilgo Beach to the East End. A planning document for how best to kill and evade detection was found in Heuerman's basement. Heuerman's admitting to all 7 women's murders he was charged with, plus an 8th, Karen Vertaga, that had been unsolved until now. Vertaga, a Manhattan mother of 2, whose remains were found west of Gilgo Beach and on Fire Island more than a decade apart. Attorney John Ray represents victim Valerie Mack's son, who filed a wrongful death lawsuit yesterday, naming Heuerman's ex-wife and daughter, too.
His family knew, or should have known, what was going on in that basement. These girls were being tortured and slaughtered in his own house, a 1,343 square foot house.
The family attorney firing back, calling the claims unfounded, denying Heuerman's daughter and ex-wife had any involvement at all. Prosecutors said murders occurred when the Heuerman family was out of town.
My thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. Their loss is immeasurable, and the focus should be on them at this time and moment. I ask that you give some privacy to my family as they navigate through this very difficult time.
We found it really fascinating that the behavioral analysis unit of the FBI is asking and demanding, and he will proceed to speak with them. Rex Heuerman's future, we're finding out now in what prison he will go to. We'll find that out on June 17th.
Right.
And
part of it also, Jennifer, you know, anybody could speculate about why he did this, but the last almost 3 years for him, he has been in a single cell, almost solitary confinement, 23 hours a day. That will not be the conditions when he goes upstate to prison. You know, that could have played a part as well.
we talked about that too, the loneliness factor or the bragging factor.
Right.
Being a big cheese in that pond.
So he'll be, you know, studied. That's really incredible by the FBI for years to come. I was struck by how matter of fact he just rattled off the guilties in court. You know, one after the other, 7 guilties as the judge asked him, how do you plead, as he changed his plea. And, you know, it sounded like he could have been just in an architecture meeting. I mean, it was really no emotion, confident, loud, and ready to be done with this.
He certainly lived a double life, and if we're to believe the family, they knew absolutely nothing about it. Prosecutors have said they were all out of town when these gruesome murders and tortures took place in the basement of his home. He even had a whole manifest written about it. Of course, one lawsuit's been filed yesterday. Will there be more to come against Asa Ellerup and her daughter, because they have money now from the documentaries that they have cooperated in?
And it's interesting that his defense attorney just complimented the prosecutors. You know, if not for the strength of this case, today never would have happened.
And Chris and Cindy, as we throw it back to you, we wanted to also compliment Rodney Harrison, who's part of our team today, because of course it was under his watch, he's being humble, that this whole case began to be solved.
All right, ladies, thank you very much. For Nassau County residents, it's been a long road to the end of this case.
Ali Bauman is getting reaction from Heuerman's Massapequa Park neighborhood. Ali.
Yeah, Cindy and Chris, it's kind of weird to be out here. The last time I was here was just about 3 years ago, right after Rex Heuerman was arrested, and this entire neighborhood was a zoo that day and for the days and weeks afterwards. I mean, the area outside of the house had been blocked off. There were dozens and dozens of news crews from all over the world here covering this case. And today it is eerily quiet. A few more photographers and crews just started to trickle in, but it has been incredibly quiet this morning as the neighborhood has been waiting with bated breath to find out what was going to be happening in court. Now, we have video from a little bit earlier today of Rex Heuerman's stepson coming out saying nothing as he went to go walk the dog a short time ago from the family's Massapequa Park home, a decaying red ranch house in the middle of this manicured suburban block, a house that has always stood out to neighbors as odd, especially because the owner, it was the acclaimed Manhattan architect Rex Heuerman. This community and all of Long Island has waited years to unmask the Gilgo Beach killer. Neighbors say they were confident of Rex Heuerman's guilt when he was arrested about 3 years ago and are glad to see he is changing his plea today.
I've been following it since day one. Yeah. And I know I'm crazy, but it's just amazing to me that this person lived here for so many years. And so many years it fell by the wayside. I think some people wanted to see him go to trial. I don't know that he's ever going to see the light of day, so I don't know that his plea matters.
I think he did the right thing, because if they go to court, it's going to be dragged on and on and on and on. Every time I go walking past down here, nobody is around, and I don't think nobody really wants to talk about it either. I feel sorry for the family too, because they weren't even around when he was doing all this. They were on vacations all the time.
And now some neighbors out here told us are also hopeful that they'll get their neighborhood back. I mean, for the past 3 years, this has been the center of this case has been this red home, and it has completely upended this neighborhood that, again, is a quiet residential suburban block. So some are hopeful that maybe the news crews stop coming now that he's pleaded guilty. We are now waiting to see if his ex-wife, his daughter, are going to be coming home. We haven't seen them come home yet, but we'll keep you posted. Cindy and Chris?